Welcome to this week's edition of Illinois Corn TV. We have enjoyed being with you throughout 2022 each week, and we look forward to bringing you more agriculture news in the new year. Today, we will share information about the National Corn-to-Ethanol Research Center. We will meet an ICGA member who received an award in Nashville, and we will hear from the Executive Director of the Illinois Corn-Growers Association. Now, let's meet John Caupert, the Executive Director of the National Corn-to-Ethanol Research Center, a position he has held since 2006. The center is located on the campus of Southern Illinois University Edwardsville, across the river from St. Louis. A native of Southern Illinois, he grew up on a grain and livestock farm near Pinckneyville and attended SIU-Carbondale, where he earned graduate degrees in agricultural economics and policy.
National Corn-to-Ethanol Research Center, NCERC for short. We always have lots that we can talk about. One being we're getting ready to celebrate our 20-year anniversary next year. Time goes fast whenever you're having fun. As I mentioned to someone earlier this morning, it's almost a little bit hard to believe that when the National Corn-to-Ethanol Research Center, when it opened its doors in the fall of 2003, the ethanol industry in the United States was a 1.5 billion gallon industry. And the fact that we've grown by more than tenfold in just 2 decades or less than 2 decades, I think is phenomenal.
And how do you see the growth for the future and with other markets across the globe?
So when it comes to market potential and growth potential for ethanol, I think it is imperative that a piece of legislation called the Next Generation Fuels Act, something that former Congresswoman, or soon-to-be former Congresswoman, Sherry Bustos introduced and was a real champion on. I think it is absolutely imperative that we get that piece of legislation across the finish line. We've got nearly 30 signatures on in the House. It would be great to get it across the finish line in the 117th Congress. If we don't accomplish that, I know that we'll introduce it soon again in the 118th. The Next Generation Fuels Act, it's not only an opportunity for ethanol and the corn farmers who sell their corn to the ethanol industry, it's really an opportunity for all of America and every consumer.
80% of their revenue comes in the form of contractual research from companies in the private sector. Meanwhile, Illinois Corn Growers Association members Jared and Rachel Kunkle of West Central Illinois were honored recently in Nashville with the 2023 America's Best Young Farmers and Ranchers Award. The program is sponsored by DTN Progressive Farmer.
So I was always told, because I grew up in a subdivision in Peoria, Dunlap area, that I would never farm and couldn't farm. And for most people that know me, if you tell me I can't do something and I think I can, it's like putting gas on a fire. So luckily I have a very supportive spouse that went along with a lot of the stuff and worked worked a job she didn't really enjoy either at the beginning to kind of support the farming habit.
I actually liked what I did at Caterpillar. It was the drive. Factoring in 2 hours a day was a lot, and then finding childcare was the other thing. With Jared at that time doing the custom harvesting, we knew I would be the one drop off pickup, so it'd have to be in Peoria to allow, and that just turned into like 12 hours of childcare. And so we just really started to look at that as, is this what we want? How can we maybe just make this easier for our family?
Her uncle gave me some great advice one time when I said we were looking to go out on our own. He goes, make sure your wife's supportive of it. He goes, I've seen too many that, they have a good thing going, but their wife is not on board. And Rachel's been on board.
And as we continue to wind down the year and celebrate the holidays, here is a message from the Illinois Corn Growers Association Executive Director, Weinzurl.
Farmers have families. 96% of the farms in Illinois are family farms, and it's important to every one of us, and that really helps the strength of the farming operation is those relationships with your kids, your grandkids, your parents, your grandparents in many cases. So just happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody who's happened to watch the show.
Well, have you seen the weather outlook for Christmas this week? It's supposed to be downright cold, with temperatures throughout the state in the single digits for a high and even dipping into below zero frigid temperatures for overnight lows. More importantly, though, from all of us at Illinois Corn TV, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Mitchell. And I'm Tara Desmond, and we are your Illinois Corn's communication staff. We'd like to wish all the farmer members and all the checkoff contributors a very Merry Christmas this year.
And a Happy New Year.